beautiful lights. I decided to angle you a different way so you can see the beauty of my garden. It's growing so much, and we've got so much rain lately, and it's awesome because it's just like doubling and tripling in size right before our eyes. Which also leads me into where we are on our divine mission. I thank you for your patience with me as this space, the integration of who we are and who we are meant to be, and knowing our value, knowing our worth. It's like once you complete the wheel of life and everything opens, even in that space, it's like, wow, I'm a lot. This is a lot. This is beautiful. This is eternal. It's cosmic. It's ethereal. It's mystical. It's a blessing. It's all the words that we put on something that we perceive in a dream, but it's real. We are the dream come to life. And I've spoken about that before because the words come through, and I feel like I'm just speaking with the birds right now. The words come through, and then we begin the practice. And so that would be an encouragement to listen to your own guidance right now. When you have somebody come ask you a question and you give them advice, that advice most generally is what you know you need within. And then if you can listen to the advice that you're giving, and obviously we want to make sure that it's with compassion and love, and sometimes it needs to be a little more firm. Sometimes there needs to be a little harshness, and I get that too. But listening and then beginning that practice. And so where I am, and I haven't talked much about the monetary aspect of what it is that I do because it's been uncomfortable for me to talk about. I grew up in a world that to serve meant basically doing it for free. However, when you're called to live that life and to live in service, trying to tailor a way that you can make money and still live abundantly. And for me personally, I want to go on vacations. I want to experience all the beauty of life. I don't care to go buy expensive things so much. That doesn't do it for me. But I do love experiences, and I love giving. I love buying people's dinner and buying happies that I know that will touch their heart. And so while that has been a challenge for me, because in any way, if you come into my space, I'm going to give you exactly what you need. I'm going to give you that love as an offering. And sometimes I have to ask, do you mind if I ask questions? Because that is the questions that we ask are kind of a penetrating. The vision that was given to me was like we're like heavenly doctors, where the questions that we ask kind of can cut through. But once we cut through, it's like we open something that can be felt and seen and experienced if the person is willing to go there. Now that's another act of bravery, another act of courage. But for me personally, I'm gonna try to stick to the point. But if you've been here with me for a while, you know me. And so the monetary aspect of it is showing up and doing this work. I have been putting out on my social medias that it is because of your support, Lightning. It's because of your support that I continue this mission. But if I'm being honest, I've had one stranger Venmo me $100 probably 3 years ago. And so, but that's what I have received from support from humanity. Now, I have gotten support, and this is just monetary, because I've gotten support in Kelly. Thankfully, he has helped me on this journey, and he has helped me pay my bills when I haven't been able to pay them from following this space. And I know I can hear a lot of people, because it was told to me, just go get a job. But there was something inside of me that knew that this is my job. My job is to figure out this so that I can help serve humanity in this way. And how I was just recording a voice message for someone today, and how we wouldn't bat an eyelash to go spend 50, $100, even $1,000 on a designer purse, or on tickets to a ball game or tickets to a concert, or even going out to dinner. $100, $200 is easy. But then when we actually ask the question, the value of your worth and your longevity, the eternal love that is, and it almost sounds like, and I can be honest about this because I've read before where it almost sounds like you're using those terms against somebody and saying, well, if you don't know the value of who you are, then maybe I'm not the person for you. However, I know the work is so beautiful. I had a client tell me one time she woke up within 5 minutes of her waking up from the space, in the eternal space. She said, you've just uncovered in an hour something that my therapist and I haven't been able to uncover in 10 years. So if you think about 10 years of therapy that you pay for, and I don't know how many times a week people go to therapy, but that we can do in one session. And so while I understand sometimes the upfront cost might seem big or steep or whatever, if it's that one time, or even you say we set up 6 sessions, and then the longevity is you're more empowered, you're braver, you're more courageous, you've mended the scars that are within, you know who you are, you have a clearer vision of what you want to do in the future, you have actionable steps that you can take. It's like we're covering all the bases so that you can just knock a home run. You can hit it out of the park much quicker. And so for me, it's like this is a no-brainer. But I also understand that you have to be willing to do the work. And I think that's why I am talking to the people that are willing to do the work, that are here, that you have found my page for a reason, and you feel the call. You have felt this call just like I did in 2019. Something awoken within me, and I was looking at my sweet aunt overdosed on the floor in her urine naked, and I said, I haven't figured something out, and I've got to figure something out. This isn't the way I feel, is not the way that I was taught that life was supposed to feel. And something shifted, and I just said, I choose to listen. You show me and I will follow. I promise you that. And that's when this massive shift. But I also realized back in 2012, where there was another big shift. And then from my standpoint, there wasn't a drastic change. And even in that space, I remember going, okay, like, I missed something. It was a beautiful lightning strike. I missed something. I wasn't aware of something. Like, there was a lot of preparation in that space for then seemingly nothing to happen. And now I get it, because the work is here. The earth, the external world will go on, and it'll continue the way that it does. But our internal world changes forever to live a life in freedom and abundance and not have to worry with the state of the external world, because this world is magical and beautiful and blissful. And so knowing our value, knowing our worth, and getting to the vault, the bank of who we are, and unlocking it. And it's another beautiful message that some people meet you and maybe they don't think they know you, but they think they can see when they haven't seen the entire lifespan and the work that you've done and how you've shown up. And don't let that falter you. That has been a big test for me, is that when people think they know you based on one story or based on one video, based on one thing that they see, maybe let's say you go out and about one evening and somebody sees you, and then from that one night they think they know your whole story, and we're only getting a snippet of what we have felt, what we have experienced in everybody that we meet. And staying open and asking questions and being able to go there. I'm so grateful for the people that I have met that I can ask these penetrating questions, because it's helping both of us. And right now, running a business that is truly living in service to humanity and connecting global relationships all over the world with love and transparency. Did I think growing up that I would be doing something like this? Not to this extent. Not to this extent. And I am grateful for it. But of course, if we're being honest, it's still a learning journey, and we're still going into these spaces and saying, okay, the first retreat that I had, I charged $45. The amount of work and time that I had to put into it, and making sure everything was ready, and then preparing myself, it wasn't that time and energy that I put in. I was more frustrated when I got done than anything. I was like, that wasn't, it was worth it for the people that I helped, but even then, a lot of times those messages don't come back to you, and you have to know in your heart that hopefully you do help somebody on a deeper level. And so then the next time, Mama Robin with some twigs and leaves, going to pack her nest. And so then the next one I charged a little bit more, and that felt a little bit better. And so it's really about just being honest, and then finding the sweet spot that works for you, works for your time, effort, energy, your value of the value of what you give to people. I'm not saying that when I started Within by Jen, I knew I could buy, I found later on that I could buy cheaper clothing and I could upsell them at a cost and make a profit. While I started that, half the stuff that I got wasn't quality, and so I couldn't sell it. It cost more money to send it back than it did to actually keep it. And so then that kind of started twirling with my mind, like, this doesn't feel right. Like, I know it would be easy and it's fun, but that doesn't feel right. And so the athletic line kind of took a back seat until, I don't know, if I choose to go on that path again, finding a manufacturer of more comfortable but good quality and good fabric or good material clothes. But also, what I was providing was just like a moment of happiness. And this work that I do now it's eternal. It's eternal happiness. And I know that sounds weird. It's not weird. I need to reword that. But for some, it's like, what is she talking about? I get it, because I've been there. I can say that honestly. But this work is sacred. It is honorable. It is noble. It is because you listen and you go wherever the path takes you, and you speak things that most people don't want to hear, but you try to speak them with love and compassion, because we know that it all works out in the end. And here we are. Here we are on this beautiful, beautiful day, listening to the rain and the thunder and the birds chirp. And so I thank you. I thank you for your support and your love. If these transmissions are helping you in any way, and you would like to leave a donation, a gift, to plant a seed of love to grow, I would be honored, because this work has not been easy, but it's been a blessing, and that's all I know to say. But asking for financial support is not something that came easy for me, and now I am, because I do need it. I do need financial support. And that in and of itself, speaking those words out loud, felt weird in my body. So that's when you know it's right. So, yeah. It's an honor. I'm Jennifer Renee. This is Within by Jen. It's within each and every one of us. It always has been. If you are in the Kansas City, Blue Springs, Lee Summit, Greater Kansas City area, I am teaching a class this Saturday at Creative Spark Gallery, 10 a.m. I know that you have probably heard the other videos, but this is the second class of the sequence. It is June 13th if you're looking for a date. We will also be at North Kansas City for the Arts in the Park on Friday night, advertising for Creative Spark Gallery. The classes there are artwork, small businesses, but also local artists, and then talking about the classes that we offer in those spaces. So I would love to see you there. Mark your calendars. There will be 2 price points for this next class, $45 and $96. I do ask for your honesty. Pay what you know you can. And then maybe if you do come in and you pay the $45 and you're like, wow, that was worth way more than that, and I can pay more. And I've actually done that in many, many classes that I've gone to. And so, yeah. Yeah. I feel these are stories I wouldn't normally tell, but I went to a ceremony, and the cost was very, very minimal, like $20 or $40, and I just felt the guidance to give him $100. I mean, after I paid for it, I'll just turn you all around. After I had paid for it, I felt the guidance, this is beautiful, to give him $100. And so that's where you just listen to the guidance and you trust, and that's where I have to have full faith and trust that this work isn't for nothing, and that the support is coming. The financial support is here. It is here, and I am anchoring it in by speaking it out loud. So I love you. Thank you for going there with me, and I'll see you all in the next video.